Hi everyone, Space Cowboy coming back to you with more Dishonored 2. Jumping in, playing as Emily, and
listen up, I have bad news.
let's
Ramsey's dead. Corporal Moore checked the royal quarters, and Emily Coldwin has apparently fled the scene. We've got to find her. That's it.
So basically what I'm trying to do is escape the city, but because it's been a few days since I have played, I've forgotten the controls completely. Let's have a look. Control scheme. Okay, that's all I was looking for, was the jump button. Because I've played a few new games recently, one of which being Mafia 3, which I've done a couple of videos on.
There's no way to turn back now.
So let's duck down here.
Gotta keep my mind on my face. Forget about that kiss. Oh, that kiss.
The city is crawling with the Duke's men.
I'll check around here. I thought I saw someone right here. Have a look. Let's check the place just in case.
Okay, so they're coming in to have a look. Hopefully they won't come all the way in. So as I said, it's just getting used to the control scheme again after playing Mafia 3. Oh, hello.
What I'm dealing with. Something moved. Pretty sure. You're done.
Okay, so we're just going for it now. Might as well. It's the only way we're going to get out of this. Generally, I kind of like to be stealthy, but in this situation, I kind of saw no other way out. Oh. Boom! Oh! Okay, that was not in the first Dishonored. That was pretty awesome. Okay, there are some bullets in here, so I'm going to grab some others so that I've got some. There we go. Okay, bear with me 1 second. Just readjusting my headset. Okay, so we need to get out to the docks. Try and be stealthy now. I mean, we have murdered quite a few people, but I would like to be as stealthy as possible once we're out the city. Right now I don't have any powers or anything, so I kind of feel at a disadvantage. Because that's the thing about Dishonored. The first Dishonored, you get your powers after you escape the prison. You go to sleep in the bar and you meet the Traveller, I think his name is. And he grants you the powers in your Corvo at that point. So when you start this game, you're expecting powers and you don't have them right away, of course. So and you're used to playing a certain way, so when you start this game, you instantly feel at a disadvantage just because you don't have those powers right away. So it is a bit disorientating first because you're expecting to be zipping around the place, and then the first level you've got to get out just by your wits alone. So
Attention Dunwall citizens. As of today, Delilah Baldwin is our new empress. All hail Delilah, first of her name.
Further, the former Empress, Emily Coldwin, is... You ready? Oh, damn it!
Okay, so once again, I've had to resort to desperate measures to kill everyone. And that's after me saying, I'm gonna be stealthy now. Yeah, without the powers, I'm kinda running about, just killing who I can to get the hell out of this city, so... Kinda a bumbling assassin. I think I said it before in another video, it's like, if you ever listen to Giant Bombcast, Vinny Caravella says that when he plays these games, he always feels like a bumbling assassin. And never does things the way that the game expects him to. He's always kind of resorts to violence before the end. So let's see if we can do some stealthy business. Oh, I thought that might have been something.
You have to understand, I'm gonna call for help if you don't go.
That wouldn't work out well for you. I'm carrying a gun and a knife. And I have just shot a ton of guards. So, you know, calling for help's not a good idea. Hey, excuse me? So, back to the stealth. Down here. What does that sound? That sounds like a whale call or something. Also as well in Dishonored you get a thing called dark vision which helps you kind of see your environment. Like being able to see through walls and see where
I'll tear you.
Okay. So we're probably gonna have to do that bit again. So that's what I feel. I mean, I know in the games like Thief and things, you don't have these powers, so you are at that disadvantage from a start, and you have to use the environment around you. But these levels, especially the first levels of the games, are designed to be very linear, in the sense that there's not a lot of routes through it. Being stealthy isn't always going to get you where you want to be until you have the powers. Now, at one point he did go away, or went down the stairs, because I think that's the guy that killed me, so I want you to move. Go move, please.
Guards! Someone!
What's going on here?
Die!
Okay, so we'll go in here. I didn't even realise this building was open. Could be some things in here. A guard was in here, so there might be some bullets or something. Here that I can take. And it wouldn't just put this here for nothing, I must. Bullets. That's where these games kinda excel in these type of things, because they give you these large environments, and when you have the powers, that's when things get really interesting. Like you're able to zip up around and stuff, and all the different things. Right now, it's kind of that guy again. It's kind of get from one end to the other, but they still have these buildings that I don't think there's much in them, to be honest. But I will try to play as stealthy as possible once I have the powers. Right now, I'm in a situation where I have to get out of the city and be safe, so I am gonna...
I don't want to show yourself. Help me! Someone, anyone!
Traitorous dog.
Help me! Someone!
There you go, you're down. Okay, so that's more information about Karnaka, which is where the ant came from. Mechanical soldiers, who we saw in the first or second episode, there was mechanical soldiers there. So it's like we're going to be fighting mechs, I think, in this, so that's going to be interesting. Good while I can. Crown Killer, who I'm assuming is going to come into the story. If he doesn't come into the main story, I guess that'll be DLC. I mean, to layer the DLC on, I mean, they have been really thick with the Crown Killer stuff. And I'm assuming it's the ant that's done that. It's setting you up. I don't see why they would layer the DLC on that thick. I think that would be something that would be really bad design, unless there is a DLC pack where you play the Crown Killer. Like you're dispatched as the Ants-Man, you know, the Ants-Man, as your Ant's like soldier who's been given like some mechanical upgrades to make him the Crown Killer. So he's not got the powers of blink and stuff, but he's got mechanical upgrades that allow him to almost seem like that. And he's the Crown Killer. I mean, that might be a good idea, but I'm assuming all this is going to get woven into the story. At least I would hope so. I would hope they wouldn't just leave that thread dangling and like the Crown Killer, oh well, you know, maybe Dishonored 3, we'll see. You know, that kind of thing. I don't think they would do something as silly as that. I have known games to do that though. I right now off the top of my head couldn't think of one, but I have heard of games that where it's like they leave all these threads dangling without even thinking they're gonna get a sequel or, you know, even third game. Perfect example, Too Human. The game Too Human on Xbox 360 for hyped to holy hell when it was coming out, because it had been in production for how many years? 10, 15 years? And it hadn't come out yet, and it was one of those situations where they were saying this game is going to be amazing. Oh, hello. You're going in there.
Will come back. Might be wounded. Maybe an easy way for me to earn a medal.
So Too Human was a game that they kept talking about how it was Diablo style. It was going to be a loot-based game where you would have a class and you would fight through these levels, and they called it like, they were saying this game is going to be amazing. It's going to tell a story of like cyber Vikings, and you know.
Smart, I'll find you.
So they were going on about like how it was going to be an amazing game, and the creator of the game was asked. They said to him, you know, you've got this game. What's your favourite class in the game? Because the game was a class-based game, you had like a fighter, a rogue, that type of thing, but it wasn't called that, it was called something else. So they interviewed, what was his name? Oh, see, it's because I'm blanking on it, because I'm having to think on my feet, but the creator of the game, Dennis Dyack, Silicon Knights, that's it. Dennis Dyack, they said to him, okay, you've got this great game, what's your favourite class? And he came out with this answer. He says, oh well, my favourite class isn't in the game yet. And people were really angry at that, because it's like, well, you've got this class that you're saying is your favourite, put it in the damn game. And you know, but he was intent on Two Human was going to be amazing, it was going to be, you know, the best game on Xbox, and everyone was going to love it, so they were going to get sequels. Two Human killed Silicon Knights. They don't exist anymore because of Two Human. Because of Dennis Dyack, who had a kind of public breakdown over the whole thing. I mean, if you look up Dennis Dyack, go into NeoGAF and all those places, and look up Dennis Dyack, look up everything he posted, read the stories of the making of these the Two Human, read all the after reports of it, of like what happened afterwards, the fallout of it all. Read all about it, because it's a fascinating story, because Dennis Dyack had a public breakdown over this game before it came out. He went on podcasts and like had this rant about how previews shouldn't exist because it was ruining games, because Two Human previewed badly. And he was like, well, previews shouldn't exist because now people aren't going to buy the game because of the previews. That's not the case. People didn't buy the game because it wasn't very good. The reviews told them that. They didn't need the previews for that. The reviews came out, and I mean, not a lot of people slated it. I mean, Jeff Gerstmann on Giant Bomb, he actually said the game was quite good. It just had problems, and he said, you know what, if they get another go around with this, and he knew they weren't gonna, but he said, look, if they got another go around with this, they could make a really good game. And he's right, because I played some of the game, and it was fascinating. You know, the idea of it all. The story was barely there, but it had some really, really good things. I mean, the combat was trash, because all it was the combat was matched to the right stick. So your left stick was where you pointed, and instead of having the right stick as the camera, like this, like moving the camera around, it was your attack. So the camera was controlled by the game, and sometimes it didn't do what you wanted.
So it's a coup. Caldwins have finally fallen.
Also as well, one of the things as well about Two Human was that basically what happened
Money
is...
to be made on this, mark my words.
Hello.
Shh, we shouldn't be talking about this.
Until later, then.
I doubt I can help you, whatever you want.
So yeah, another thing about Two Human was there was these animations that you got when someone died, and when your character died, there was a huge, long, unskippable animation of a Valkyrie descending from what I'm assuming is heaven and taking your body up to heaven. Could not be skipped every time, and the game, you could basically just sit back and fold your arms while you impatiently waited for this animation, and they probably thought this is the coolest thing ever. It really wasn't. It was kind of bad, but you know, that was the problems the game had, and it's fascinating to see that people still make games going on the assumption there's going to be sequels and all these other things, when there's no guarantee with any games that there will ever be a sequel.
I'd advise you to return to your home.
This is where I could really use Blink.
The entire month will be ruined.
So, you know, that's why I'm really
Move along.
interested about the Crown Killer aspect of this game because they are setting up this
People of Dunwall,
this
being a
character.
fugitive is now punishable by death. Aid the City Watch in this time of transition.
So yeah, the big thing that I mean, they're hyping this Crown Killer, so I'm assuming it's going to be part of the story, and I hope it's not relegated to DLC because that would really suck considering how they're playing it up. But I mean, every newspaper you see, there's, I mean, we just walked through a Crown Killer, you know, crime scene, and you know the guards are talking about it like, oh, I want to get my hands on this Crown Killer, you know, this Crown Killer is blah blah blah. So I really hope they do something well with it and not just relegate it to DLC or something like that, or even, like I said, oh well, if we get Dishonored 3, that's when we'll deal with the Crown Killer. That's not what I want to see. I want to see, you know, this plot wrapped up. So I need to get down there, so I think I go this way, but there's a guy there, isn't there? To knock him out. And we'll carry him away as well. Don't want him to be seen. We'll drop him here. There you go. Okay. So, let's keep going. Hello.
Someone is asking for trouble over there. What do you think you're scared?
Okay. Short but sweet. Dead now. Fair enough. Which is actually that was actually quite good, because every time I faced
Of
off,
course I can read. What does he think? I'm stupid?
every time I faced off against the guards, I've kind of died. Oh, what's he? He was reading something. Can't be that important. Oh, grenade. So we need to get down here. So what I'm gonna do is... Hello. Okay, so we're very close to getting where we need to go now. Almost there. I know I could have just killed them quickly, but I get the feeling if I'd done that, it probably would have caused more noise. So let's get moving over here.
Is there any chance I could slip past all these uniformed assholes and get into the tower myself? Do I still have it left in me? Lady, you want to hear what I've got to say. I guarantee it.
Okay.
Lady Emily, you won't get far with that face.
Excuse
Stamped on
me.
half the coins in the city.
There's a coup underway, and I'm being blamed for the Crown Killer murders. I don't care what my face looks like.
My name's Megan Foster. I work with an old ally of yours, Anton Sokolov. We learned something scary down in the south, and I came to warn you.
I know, Anton. But Corvo's gone. The Duke of Serkonos is here with a woman named Delilah. They massacred everyone in the throne room. Then she did something I can't explain. There was nothing to do but run.
Sometimes that's all you can do. This is my ship, the Dreadful Whale. We can head out as soon as you're ready.
I need to get to Karnaca where the Crown Killer murders started. Delilah must have been down there for a while, and I've got to figure out what's going on.
Okay, so we are going to follow the Crown Killer murders,
I'll
that's
give you
good.
that. Should we go?
Right, I am going to stop the video right here. We'll continue in the next part. We'll see what happens with Lady Emily, and we'll continue the story. I know I rambled a bit much there about Too Human, but honestly, read up about Dennis Dyack, read up about Too Human. It's a fascinating tale. But that's all I'm going to say for now. You can join me in the next part. Thanks for watching.